World Championship Wrestling presents the Great American Bash, coming to you from Baltimore, Maryland. Josh with you.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WCW World Television Championship.
Another sold-out crowd to watch World Championship Wrestling. 5 big title matches coming your way this evening. Kicking things off, it is for the World Television Championship. Brad Armstrong, the man who took Anderson to the limit, to the time limit draw weeks ago, will get a rematch here tonight. What an opportunity for Brad Armstrong. The fans here in Baltimore behind this young man. The WCW Championship Committee has given him an additional 5 minutes in this time limit. It'll be a 20-minute time limit. And also, they have waived the countout rule for this matchup. Countouts will not apply in this match, so definitely things favoring the challenger here this evening. Here comes the champion, the enforcer Arn Anderson, one member of the Four Horsemen, along with their manager James J. Dillon. Arn Anderson has been the TV champion for 56 days. This is his first reign. He has 9 wins, 1 loss, and 3 draws. 2 weeks ago, Manny Fernandez, the Raging Bull, took Anderson to the time limit draw as well. Brad Armstrong, of course, has 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. That 1 draw, of course, against that man right there, the TV champion, the enforcer, Arn Anderson. 3 big steel cage matches coming your way this evening as well. It'll be Dusty Rhodes taking on Tully Blanchard. And then for the World Tag Team titles, the Midnight Express, the champions, against the Rock and Roll Express. And for the World title, Ric Flair, the champion, taking on the challenger and number 1 contender, Magnum TA. Let's go down to our ring announcer.
Making his way to the ring from Marietta, Georgia, weighing in at 226 pounds, Brad Armstrong. Introducing the champion from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 225 pounds, he is the WCW World Television Champion, the enforcer, Arn Anderson.
Thank you so much for joining us this Saturday evening. Carved out 2 hours here this evening for this great program. Maybe a little shorter. Definitely won't be longer than 2 hours. Our referee for tonight's match is Bill Scott. Also to come tonight, the U.S. Tag Team titles on the line. The champions, Ivan Koloff and Baron Raschke, taking on Eddie Gilbert and Rick Steiner. Missy Hyatt says she has another big announcement here this evening. Very eager to see what that's going to be. Referee calls for the bell. 20-minute time limit. Anderson wasting no time. Hooks both arms. Butterfly suplex. Armstrong goes out to the floor. He was taken by surprise. Perhaps not ready. I think he was anticipating a hookup. Anderson caught him by surprise. And Double A with a snapmare. Now snaps the head down of Brad Armstrong. Armstrong, of course, in the green. The champion Anderson in the red with white trim. Snapmare there by Brad Armstrong. Returns the favor, snapping the head down. Now working over the leg of the enforcer. Also tonight, Chief Wahoo McDaniel will take on Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin in a first blood match. The Road Warriors will face the Long Riders. That is a Tornado Tag Team match. All 4 men in the ring at once. Another big grudge match, Barry Windham taking on Lex Luger in a Falls Count Anywhere match. And for the U.S. title, the champion, Nikita Koloff, will defend against Sting. Good left jab there by the enforcer and a forearm shot right to the face. And the enforcer wasting no time, going for the spinning toe hold. No, it's going to be the figure 4. Armstrong very close to the ropes. Just needs to grab that bottom rope to break the hold. And that's what he did. His fingertips grazed the bottom rope. Referee Bill Scott went ahead and called for the break. Anderson now working over the leg. Good strategy here by the enforcer. Picking a limb and targeting it. And in this case, it's the leg. Turns him over. Going for the cover. Bill Scott way out of position. A one count only. Anderson now trying to force the submission. The clock is definitely in the favor of the enforcer. Other than the fact that it's 5 minutes longer than usual. He's got to go 5 minutes longer to keep that TV title. And a draw, that would be. Cover here by Armstrong. Brad wanted 5 more minutes several weeks ago when the time limit expired. Armstrong so close to putting Anderson away that evening and capturing that TV title. But now another opportunity. Off the top rope, big elbow drop. Has the leg hooked. 1. New champion 2. Near fall. Anderson just kicked out. These two men have only met each other once. That ended in that time limit draw. Roll up here by Arn. Might have him at 1 count. Armstrong kicked out. Brad has him. Swinging neck breaker. Drags him to the middle of the ring. Great move there by Brad. Big news coming up. Went for the elbow, just slipped and lost his footing. Unable to land that maneuver. He'll try something else here. Drags Anderson over. Good move there by the challenger. Coming in October as part of the Halloween Havoc Tour, it will be the Lethal Lottery Battle Bowl coming your way. More details on that later in the program. Good kick out there by the enforcer. We're about midway through summer, but we're looking ahead to fall. Brad Armstrong inadvertently hit the referee, ran him over, and Bill Scott is down. We've got no ref. Slowly getting to his feet. Armstrong off the top rope. Takes down the enforcer. Cover. Leg hooks. 1. New champion. No. Anderson kicked out easily. Brad now drives the elbow to the top of the head. And Brad turns him over. Boston Crab. We are looking at 60 wrestlers. Open invitation to wrestlers from any league. And the winner will be crowned the Battle Bowl champion of 2025 and will receive a world title shot that they can use over the course of the next 12 months. 12 months following October, of course. So excited to bring back the Battle Bowl Lethal Lottery. Anderson now stomps the arm. 5 minutes have elapsed in the time limit. Spine buster. Anderson might be done right here. He might be done with Brad Armstrong right here. Drags him to the middle of the ring. Cover. Leg hooked. 1. No. Didn't even get a 1 count on him. Anderson can't believe it. The challenger in trouble. Anderson sizing him up. Might be going for the DDT right here. Fans standing. Armstrong catches the leg and takes down the TV champion. Now turning him over. Boston Crab leaning back, stretching the legs. Anderson was able to put that arm under that bottom rope to break the hold. Into the ropes. Both men collide. Brad Armstrong. Good kick to the midsection. Has him up. Into the ropes again. Deep arm drag. Great maneuver there by Brad Armstrong, the challenger. Now throws Anderson into the corner. Armstrong again shoots him into the corner. Puts him up on the top rope. The champion now in trouble. Big right hand there by the challenger. To the very top rope goes Brad Armstrong. Looking for the superplex. He nails him. Great move there by the challenger. Fans sensing a title change here this evening. Front face lock. Into the abdominal stretch. Anderson's in the middle of the ring. Bill Scott checking to see if he wants to submit. Anderson with a beautiful hip toss to break the hold. Armstrong moves out of the way. Could not avoid those two Clubbing blows there from the enforcer. Now a choke slam takes down that challenger. Anderson now going to work on the arm. He is really wearing down Brad Armstrong. Big knee to the side of the face. Armstrong in trouble as Anderson removes the top turnbuckle pad. Look out. Anderson whips him back first into that exposed steel. And now the challenger in trouble. Anderson has him. Takes him to the ropes. Throws him up and over the top rope. That is no disqualification here in World Championship Wrestling. Anderson wiping his feet off. Kicking whatever dirt might be there out on to Brad Armstrong. He just clipped his legs. Anderson now has him up. Takes him to the apron. Face first into that hard apron. The challenger up quickly though, but he is greeted with a forearm shot. Brad pushes him off. Head scissors here on the floor. Remember, countouts waived for this TV title match. One more added stipulation. Armstrong going up top here. High cross body, big splash. Off the top rope onto the floor. Throws Anderson face first into the ring post. Countouts will not apply in this match, but a pinfall submission must be executed inside the ring. High chop to the top of the head. Anderson now in trouble. Brad Armstrong buries the knee into the lower back, trying to force the TV champion to submit. Anderson slips free. Front face lock. Anderson trips him up. Might be going for that figure four leg lock once again, and this time he is farther away from the ropes. Brad Armstrong will have to get out of this on his own accord, either by turning it over or by somehow fighting free. And he's going to try to turn it here. Can he get him over? Yes, he can. And now the pressure reverses to the legs of the champion. That'll force Anderson to break the hold. Brad Armstrong scoops him up. Carrying the man. Big slam. And Brad picks up the champion. Shoots him into the ropes. Big chop. The champion now in trouble. Armstrong kicks the leg. TV title on the line. Armstrong waistlock. Good suplex there by the challenger. And he is going up top here. Note to the middle rope, calling out to the crowd. Keep your focus on the champion, Brad. 10 minutes remain in the time limit. 10 minutes expired. Armstrong fired up. He's got the fans behind him here in Baltimore. Big elbow to the top of the head. Snapmare by the challenger. Armstrong wants that television title. Takes down the champion. Could this be Armstrong's night? Kicks the back of the leg. Now he's going to go for the figure four. Some payback here. He locks it in. Anderson in trouble. Anderson trying to turn it over. Trying to grab the rope to break the hold. The champion in trouble here. Anderson trying to fight free, and he will break the hold. Good job by the champion, and he needs a timeout. He is going out to the floor. Here comes Brad Armstrong. Armstrong's chasing him. But that was a trap. Anderson caught him as soon as he came down. Anderson set the trap, and Brad Armstrong walked right into it. Anderson with a left may have knocked the man out. Previously, he dropped Armstrong face first over that steel steps. And now to the top of the head again. Armstrong might be out here. Leg drop across the throat. What a turn of events here. I think Brad's out. Brad is out. Turns him over. Cover here by the enforcer. One. Can he kick out? No, he can't. Anderson knocked the man out, and he'll retain the TV title. Good job by the enforcer. He went out of the ring. Brad Armstrong lured out there, and then Anderson worked him over. First smashing him head first into those steel steps. Then that big left. Right to the jaw. Impressive showing from Brad Armstrong,
Champion,
but Anderson's still the champ.
Enforcer, Arn Anderson.
Another successful defense for the Enforcer. Fans disappointed. We'll be right back. Welcome back, wrestling fans. U.S. Tag Team titles on the line. The challengers, Eddie Gilbert and Rick Steiner, along with their manager, Missy Hyatt. Hyatt told me earlier tonight that she has a big surprise for everyone in the arena and everybody watching. Very anxious to see what that will be. But right now, her men have a chance to become the U.S. Tag Team Champions. Eddie Gilbert and Rick Steiner made their debut. And they are undefeated so far, 1-0. They challenged for the U.S. Tag Team titles, and they're getting an opportunity here this evening against another undefeated team. The U.S. Tag Team Champions Baron von Raschke and Ivan Koloff, members of Paul Jones's Army. 2 wins, 0 losses, and 1 draw for Baron and Ivan. They have been the champions for 28 days. They defeated Ron Simmons and Sam Houston at the most recent Clash of the Champions. Number 1, Paul Jones, sending his men out to defend the U.S. Tag Team titles. Our second of 5 title matches here this evening. We have already seen 1 successful defense. As I mentioned, the Lethal Lottery coming in October. The plan is to have, it's going to be part of the Halloween Havoc tour. We will visit some extra cities in October, but we will show just 1 match from one of those cities Monday through Friday. So you'll see 5 matches, 1 on Monday, 1 on Tuesday, and so forth. There'll be 15 matches. The Lethal Lottery, of course, consisting of the luck of the draw. 60 men will have their names entered on paper into a bowl. Those names will be drawn out. The first 2 drawn out will be a tag team. Let's go down to our announcer.
WCW United States Tag Team Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, the Gremlin Rick Steiner, on the way to the ring at a combined weight of 500 pounds. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and the Gremlin Rick Steiner. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, the Gremlin Rick Steiner, and their opponents at a combined weight of 579 pounds. They are the Tag Team Champions, Baron and the Russian Gladiator, Irvin Koloff.
As I mentioned, 60 names written on paper, entered into a bowl. The first 2 names drawn out will form a tag team, and they will take on the wrestlers whose names are drawn out next, the next 2. Could be some very interesting combinations for the Lethal Lottery that is coming in October. October the 1st, you'll see the first match. Referee Bill Scott calls for the bell. It'll be Eddie Gilbert starting things off against Baron von Raschke. Gilbert scored an upset win last week over Baron. Now Baron looking for payback with the U.S. Tag Team titles on the line. Missy Hyatt in the corner of the challengers. Paul Jones, number 1 Paul Jones, in the corner of the champions. And Gilbert already strutting. Look out, here comes Baron. Gilbert's ready for him. Breaks his jaw, or nearly. Baron's lucky if he didn't. Gilbert now working on the leg. Into the corner goes the Baron. Gilbert tags in the dog-faced gremlin Rick Steiner. Double team coming up. High elevation on that double backdrop. Steiner and Baron, the legal man. Steiner now with a front face lock. Good armbar. Takes down one half of the U.S. Tag Team Champions. Baron back in control for the first time. Into the ropes. What's Baron going to do here? Picks him up. Nice move there by the Baron. He'll make the tag to the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff. Big forearm shot there by Rick Steiner. Steiner spikes Ivan Koloff. And now Steiner, what's he going to do here? Headbutt to the midsection. Steiner turns him over, single leg Boston Crab. Koloff very close to the ropes. Needs to reach out and grab that bottom rope to break the hold. Instead, he opts to kick away at Rick Steiner. Steiner moves out of the way. Waist lock. Beautiful suplex there by Steiner. Rick Steiner now throws Ivan into the corner. Tag made to Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Double team coming up here. Gilbert and Steiner. They run him over with a double shoulder tackle. Cover here, one. A 1 count only. Coming up next, we'll have that big first blood match. Good escape there by the Russian Bear. And now Ivan looking for the submission victory over Eddie Gilbert and Rick Steiner. Chief Wahoo McDaniel taking on Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin. The first wrestler to bleed will lose. Gilbert locked in for a long time, middle of the ring. He might have to tap out right here. Missy Eye looking extremely worried at ringside, pacing in place. Gilbert with a drop toe hold. And Gilbert needs to make a tag here, and he will. He'll tag in Rick Steiner. Koloff ready for him. We will see another member of Paul Jones's army later, the U.S. champion, Nikita Koloff, as he puts the belt on the line against the #1 contender, Sting. Baron von Raschke tagged in. Good left there by Steiner, and another. Excuse me, that was a right. Big forearm blast. Baron von Raschke moves him over. Tag made, double team coming up from the champions. Baron just dropped him gut first over the knee. The waiting knee of Ivan Koloff. Now stomps that arm. Steiner loves to use that Steiner line, that running clothesline. It'll be very ineffective if they work over his arms. And that's what Ivan's doing right now. Bangs the wrist against the mat. Koloff picks up Steiner. Whips him into the corner. Tag made to Baron von Raschke. Double team coming up. Drop toe hold from Koloff. Gilbert was coming over. Nearly got there in time to shove down Baron von Raschke as Raschke shot off the ropes. Just a little too late there. Drives the knee to the lower back. And the champion's looking very strong right now. What's Raschke doing here? Dragging Steiner to the ropes. Covered here by the Clawmaster. He's got his feet on the ropes. Referee doesn't see it. Gilbert was shouting. And luckily, Eddie Gilbert came in to break up the pin. Big body slam. All 4 men in the ring now. Steiner takes down Koloff. Gilbert stopping Baron. Baron tried to move out of the way, but could not. Inverted atomic drop, I should say. Big power slam by Steiner. And a running elbow drop there by the dog-faced gremlin in a second. Steiner now applying the Dragon Sleeper on Baron von Raschke. Raschke trying to pull his head out of the grasp of Rick Steiner. Drives the knee to the face and a good clothesline. And down goes Steiner. And the champion is just so tough. Look at the brute strength there of Baron von Raschke. Just deadlifted Steiner off the mat, then flipped him over in midair and slammed him down. Reversal by Steiner. Steiner rushing in, but Baron moved out of the way. Good heads-up move by the Clawmaster. Tag made to Koloff. The champions. Whip Steiner into the ropes. So here's some payback. A double backdrop this time from the champions. On to Rick Steiner. Here comes Eddie Gilbert into the ring. Spins Koloff around. Referee needs to get him out of the ring. And now Gilbert, Missy Hyatt, telling Eddie to calm down. Both men down on the mat. Rick Steiner, Ivan Koloff, first man to his feet. Ivan going after Eddie. Bill Scott, the referee, ordering him to put his focus back on his opponent. And that is Rick Steiner. He's the legal man. Gilbert started to come in. Good neck breaker there by Koloff. Things not looking good for Hot Stuff International right now. Again, Eddie Gilbert coming in the ring. He breaks up the hold. And Gilbert's not the legal man. Cover here by Steiner. Baron's in now. We've got all 4 men in the ring. Eddie Gilbert with a backdrop on Baron von Raschke. Steiner and Koloff, the legal men. Steiner slams down the Russian Bear. He'll make the tag to Eddie Gilbert. Gilbert's wanted in there for a long time now. And now Eddie Gilbert in the ring, going up top. High risk move by Eddie Gilbert. Went for a flying elbow drop, but Koloff moved out of the way. Double axe handle. And now Ivan turns him over. Boston Crab. Great maneuver here by the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff. Eddie Gilbert might have to submit. Gilbert using the strength in the legs to kick free. Gilbert has him up. Atomic drop. Cover here by Eddie. Leg hooked. A 1 count only. Down goes Baron von Raschke. Gilbert going up top. Another high-risk move. Frog splash from the top. Leg hooked. New champions. 2. Near fall. Koloff just kicked out in time. And Gilbert calling out to the crowd. Gilbert still taunting Koloff. Front face lock. Elbow to the top of the head. Inside cradle by Eddie. Might have him. 1. And Baron's here to make the save. Steiner coming in the ring as well. Down goes Baron again, but Koloff from behind. Belly to back suplex. He planted Eddie Gilbert. And now Koloff measured him. He's going for the Russian sickle, but Rick Steiner interfered. Rick Steiner prevented Koloff from charging in and hitting Eddie Gilbert with that Russian sickle. And now Gilbert, again taunting Ivan Koloff. Roll up here by Eddie. Has him down. 1. 2, can he hold him? Yes, he can! We got new champions. New champions crowned here this evening. Thanks to Rick Steiner's interference, Eddie Gilbert just pinned Ivan Koloff. New U.S. Tag Team Champions crowned here in Baltimore. And Missy Hyatt's beside herself. She was overjoyed. Jumping up and down. She has champions in the stable. Eddie Gilbert and Rick Steiner, the U.S. Tag Team Champions. Here's the official word.
Here are your winners and the new WCW United States Tag Team Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and the Gremlin Rick Steiner.
Big upset here. And fans, we've got an altercation in the dressing room area. It's Ron Garvin and Black Bart. Let's get our cameras back there. Black Bart was trying to walk away from Garvin, and Garvin yelled, "Come back here." Things getting heated here. Right hand by Garvin. We've got to get back to the ring. Someone needs to break this up. The locker room's now emptying as they try to restrain Black Bart and Ron Garvin. They had their differences last week as well.
The following contest is a first blood match.
Thankfully, the wrestlers in the dressing room area that were available broke up that fight before it got too intense.
280 pounds, McDaniel.
Meanwhile, Chief Wahoo McDaniel will take on gorgeous Jimmy Garvin in a first blood match. These two men have met twice before. Garvin has defeated them both times. Wahoo seeking revenge here this evening. Wahoo has 3 wins and 3 losses. Garvin has 5 wins and 3 losses, so those 2 extra wins over Wahoo are the difference in their records. The first man to bleed will lose this one.
And his opponent from Bad Street, Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 235 pounds, gorgeous Jimmy Garvin.
Garvin's main squeeze Precious is barred from ringside for this first blood match, and that's probably a good thing. If Garvin is the man who bleeds, Precious won't like to see that at all. But Garvin hoping to make Wahoo bleed first and remain undefeated against Chief Wahoo McDaniel. Another big match in the rankings here in World Championship Wrestling as well. Both men wanting to move up and get a title shot, perhaps a TV title shot against Arn Anderson, the TV champion. Referee calls for the bell. Collar and elbow tie-up. Side headlock here by Wahoo. Garvin backs him up. Shoots him off the ropes. Good spinning back elbow. He took down Wahoo McDaniel. Pinfall submissions won't count in this one. Neither will count-outs or disqualifications. Anything goes in this matchup. Slams the wrist down. Garvin drives the fist between the eyes. Head scissors here by Garvin. Trying to crack open that forehead with those elbows. That pointed elbow to the top of the head. Garvin picks him up. Into the ropes goes Wahoo. Both men collide. I think Garvin just ducked way too early. Wahoo saw it coming. Good hip toss there by McDaniel. Garvin moves out of the way. But Wahoo's ready for him. He rakes the eyes. Perfectly legal in this one. Grabs him by the beard. And what a right hand there by Wahoo McDaniel. And Garvin out to the floor. Countouts don't apply in this matchup. Big right hand to the midsection. Vicious chop there by Wahoo McDaniel. Neck breaker on the floor. Wahoo picks him up. Again, has him by the beard. What a right hand. Garvin probably wishing that he had shaved that beard earlier. Wahoo has him. Garvin with the elbow. And again, a third time to the breadbasket. And Wahoo, the wind knocked out of him, throws Wahoo into the steel railing. Wahoo fights free. Good block there by Garvin. And again, Wahoo face first into the steel. Referee needs to keep an eye on it. Could he be bleeding from the mouth? Garvin runs him back first into that steel railing. Picks him up. Into the ring post. He is working him over. Garvin back in the ring. Countouts don't apply, Garvin. You got to win by making Wahoo bleed. Good flying clothesline there by Garvin. Picks him up. And a swinging neckbreaker on the floor. Jimmy Garvin in control. Face first goes Wahoo into the ring post. And a second time, down goes McDaniel. He is being brutalized in this one. Throws him back in the ring. Knee to the lower back. Wahoo up. Rings the arm. Good move there by Chief Wahoo McDaniel. And now Wahoo going for the suplex. Has him up. Standing vertical suplex. Good execution. Garvin has to beware of those vicious tomahawk chops that could split his flesh open. And in this match, in a matter of moments, to the forehead. And now Wahoo with some payback on Garvin. Chinlock here by Chief Wahoo McDaniel. Garvin gets to his feet. Garvin with an elbow and a second. Good move there by Jimmy Garvin. Front face lock. Elbow to the top of the head. And again, trying to bust him open. This time, Garvin has him. Neck breaker. The back of the head crashed against the mat. Garvin measures him. Trying to bloody him. Trying to bloody his nose. Glancing blow there by Garvin. Wahoo was able to move his head out of the way in time. But Garvin, relentless, stays on him. Kicking the legs. Trying to keep the man down. But here opts to pick him up. Beautiful backbreaker here by gorgeous Jimmy. And now Jimmy off the middle rope. Elbow right to the nose. Is he busted open? No, he's not. You could hear Wahoo screaming. Good right hand. And a one-handed bulldog by Jimmy Garvin. Garvin relentless here. Staying on Wahoo. Going for the DDT. He nailed him. And Wahoo's done. Wahoo's bleeding. Garvin wins. Garvin makes short work of Chief Wahoo McDaniel here this evening. First, a one-handed bulldog. And here it is, the DDT that busted him wide open. Busted the forehead open. Look at that. Thankfully, our cameras didn't catch all of it.
Here is your winner, Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin.
Impressive win by Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin, and he improves to 3-0 against Chief Wahoo McDaniel. He wins convincingly. Welcome back, wrestling fans. It is time for our Tornado Tag Team match. Thankfully, Black Bart cleared to wrestle.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, at a combined weight of 535 pounds, Black Bart and Bill Irvin.
The Long Riders come in with a record of 1 win, 3 losses, and 1 draw. They are definitely the underdog in this one, taking on the Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal. They have 2 wins and 1 loss. This is the first time that both teams have squared off in the ring, at least in tag team action. And here comes Hawk and Animal. Paul Ellering barred from ringside.
And their opponents, at a combined weight of 609 pounds, Hulk and the Animal, the Road Warriors.
Tremendous ovation for the Road Warriors as they make their way to the ring. Coming up next, Lex Luger to take on Barry Windham in a Falls Count Anywhere match. And then we will see Dusty Rhodes take on Tully Blanchard inside the steel cage. And still to come, 2 more tag team matches. The world titles on the line. First in the tag team division, the Midnight Express taking on the Rock and Roll Express. And then, of course, Ric Flair, the champion, taking on Magnum TA. A triple main event here this evening at the Great American Bash. Referee calls for the bell. It's going to be hard to call this one. Bill Scott, good luck. All 4 men in the ring. The Road Warriors wasting no time working over the Long Riders. Hawk hammering down on Black Bart. We have seen these men go at it in singles action in recent weeks. Good short arm clothesline there by Road Warrior Hawk. Black Bart and Wild Bill did very well, picking up some wins in singles action over Hawk and Animal. Last week, Hawk finally scored a victory over Black Bart. Good high cross body there by the Animal. Black Bart fighting back against Hawk. Right hand and a chop. That really staggered the big man. And a forearm shot, he blasted him. Good headbutt there by Black Bart. Just wailing away, but Hawk refuses to go down. And Hawk fighting back with a jawbreaker. Kick to the midsection. The first team to score a pinfall or submission will win this one. Cover here by Hawk. 1. A 1 count only. And the Long Riders looking worse for wear already. Wild Bill, though, fighting back. Takes down Road Warrior Animal. And now Wild Bill with an arm bar. Snaps the arm down. Hawk whips Black Bart into the ropes. Both men collide. Good block there by Black Bart. And a right hand really dazed Hawk. He fell to one knee finally. Big headbutt again, right to the mouth. And a clothesline floors Hawk. Animal also down. And now double submission here by the Long Riders. Road Warriors in trouble. They're trying to pull off the upset here in Baltimore. Animal slips free. Clothesline up and over. Goes Black Bart. Again, countouts, disqualifications don't matter in this one. They don't count. Went for the flying headbutt off the top rope. Luthez press. Cover here by the Animal. Meanwhile, Black Bart taking it to Hawk on the floor. Animal, front face lock. All 4 men are considered legal, so any man can pick up a winner pinfall for his team. But they only count inside the ring. It's not a false count anywhere match. That's coming up next, fans. Flying headbutt by Hawk off the top rope. Cover. Leg hook. Black Bart in trouble. Wild Bill's down. He can't help his partner. And a near fall. Black Bart just kicked out at the last moment before the hand went down for the count of 3. Right hand there by Animal. Good fireman carry takeover. Hawk kicking Black Bart dangerously low. Big clothesline there. Hawk trying to get Wild Bill off his partner. Wild Bill moving away from him. Finally, Hawk has him up. Big backdrop suplex there by the Hawk. And now Hawk looking for the camel clutch, but Black Bart with a kick right to the face. That cowboy boot right to the face of Hawk. And we speculated over recent weeks that Black Bart and Wild Bill have foreign objects in those boots. Perhaps some kind of metal rod that's giving extra power to those kicks. We've seen them knock out many opponents, including Animal and Hawk with those boots. Black Bart picks him up. Kick to the midsection. Now things looking very good for the Long Riders. They've got the Road Warriors right where they want them. Straight right hand by Wild Bill on the floor on Road Warrior Animal. Meanwhile, Black Bart taking it to Road Warrior Hawk. All 4 men on the floor. Black Bart takes it to Hawk right on the floor. Wild Bill stomping Animal. And Black Bart and Wild Bill showing the Road Warriors they can dish it out as well. They are good at these street fight type matches. Down goes Black Bart. Animal thrown back in the ring. Wild Bill measuring Animal now. Meanwhile, Hawk taking it to Black Bart. All 4 men back in the ring. Wild Bill with a cover. Hawk breaks up the pin. Spins him around. Cracks the knee. Animal stalking Wild Bill. Hawk doing the same to Black Bart. Animal scoops him up. Running power slam. Clothesline. Cover here by Animal. Might have him. Black Bart was just able to get away from Hawk in time to make the save. Otherwise, I think the Road Warriors would have won it right there. Good fireman carry takeover. Hawk with a body slam. Black Bart outside the ring. Now coming up from behind. Look out, Hawk. Went for a forearm shot. Nobody home. And Black Bart inadvertently hit his own partner. But he did make it over in time to clothesline Hawk down. Black Bart with a kick to the face of Hawk. Animal working over Wild Bill. Animal off the ropes. Running clothesline. And now Hawk fighting back as well. Things looking good now for the Road Warriors. But no, Black Bart takes down Hawk. And Wild Bill's fighting back as well. Wild Bill has the bear hug locked on Animal. Middle of the ring. And Hawk can't get there to help his partner. He can't get there to help his partner. Referee call for the bell. Hawk, Animal just submitted. Hawk could not get in the ring in time. What an upset. Fans can't believe that they're booing. The Road Warriors have been defeated, upset by the Long Riders. Fans in stunned silence now. Some are beside themselves. The Road Warriors have just been defeated by the Long Riders.
Here are your winners, Black Bart and Bill.
Some fans really appreciating the effort here by the Long Riders. Big upset over the Road Warriors. Don't touch that dial, please. We'll be right back. It is time for our Falls Count Anywhere match. Barry Windham taking on Lex Luger. And Windham making his way to the ring.
The following contest is a Falls Count Anywhere match. Making his way to the ring from Texas, weighing in at 275 pounds, Barry Windham.
This is our second Falls Count Anywhere match in World Championship Wrestling. We saw the previous one of the Clash of the Champions, Bash of the Beach, where Tully Blanchard defeated Dusty Rhodes. So the Horsemen 1-0 in these type of matches. First time Barry Windham and Lex Luger have been involved, however. Windham, of course, has 4 wins and 4 losses. Lex Luger 5 wins and 5 losses. They are dead even as well, head to head. They are 1-1. Each man has a win. Each man has a loss. They will try to settle the score here this evening in this Falls Count Anywhere matchup. Managers, of course, barred from ringside for this one as well. No countouts, no disqualifications. And fans, we've just learned that Jim Cornette will be barred from ringside as well for the steel cage match, and a special stipulation for that match as well. It can only be won by both members of a team escaping the cage first. So both members of the team must escape to pick up the victory before the other 2 members do.
From Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 275 pounds, the total package, Lex Luger.
What an ovation for Lex Luger, the total package. Big matchup here, both men top contenders to the U.S. title. The winner will move up the rankings. The loser will fall. We have 2 other steel cage matches as well, but no special stipulation for those. Those can only be won by countout, or excuse me, they can only be won by pinfall or submission. Referee calls for the bell. Good forearm shot there by Big Barry Windham, the tall Texan. A slight height advantage over Lex Luger. Snap suplex there by Barry. Windham, of course, such a great wrestler, representing the 4 Horsemen. Lex Luger with a tremendous physique, however. The strength and size advantage, muscle-wise, would favor Lex Luger. But Barry Windham with a smart strategy, trying to take out the arms of Lex Luger, trying to diminish the power of the total package. Good running clothesline there by Windham. Windham wasting no time. Picks up Luger, throws him up and over the top rope. And already things spilling out to the floor. Good kick there to the throat of Lex Luger. Throws the package in. Luckily, Luger was able to stop himself before he hit that steel railing. Some chairs fell to the floor, however. And Windham slams Luger down. Great wrestling move there by Barry Windham. Bill Scott slow to get into position, and Windham only gets a 1 count. Our broadcast team feeling safer now. They take their seats again. That is our radio team, and of course the wrestling hotline team. Submission hold here on the floor by Barry Windham. Texas Cloverleaf submission maneuver. But Luger kicking his way free. Beautiful drop kick there by Barry Windham. And a lateral press. 1. A 1 count only. Again, the broadcast team scooting back in their chairs and standing. Luger is thrown face first into the broadcast table. This is, of course, airing on the American Entertainment Channel, but also airing on WTBS, the Superstation. Great sleeper there by Barry Windham. Luger fading fast. Referee doing a good job now of staying with the action. Checking in to see if Luger wanted to call it quits right there, or if Luger had fallen asleep. Luger gets it back in the ring. That's going to be a smart move for Luger. I think inside the ring is where he excels. He is not accustomed to brawling on the floor, as is Barry Windham. If this match goes to the floor, I think it favors Windham. If it stays in the ring, it's going to favor the total package, Lex Luger. Good clothesline there by Luger. And another. Windham up quickly. Went for the clothesline. Nobody home. Good job of Luger of ducking there. And he delivers a good running clothesline. Windham ducked that one. Good heads-up move. Floats over. Float over DDT by Barry Windham, and Luger rolling out to the floor. Here comes Windham in pursuit. Our camera is taking you right into the action. Up close and personal. Luger goes into the steel, and once again, Windham now has Luger. What's he going to do? Look out, fans. He's going to drop Luger waist first over that steel railing. Luger collapses. Windham now working over Lex Luger. That fan better back up. If he doesn't, he might be part of the action here. Luger thrown into the steel. And Windham now, what's going to do with him? Russian leg sweep, but no, it was a modified version of it. That might be all. 2. Near fall, Luger just able to kick out. Windham just cracked Luger's back into the steel railing. Right before that cover, Luger was lucky to kick out. Glaring spotlight there. We apologize for that, wrestling fans. Who knows where this is going to end up? They're up the rampway now. Cover here by Windham. 1, 2. Near fall. Windham almost had it 1 right there. Leaping knee across the throat of Luger. And Luger being manhandled here on the floor. Luger needs to get it back in the ring. And now Windham trying to force Luger to submit. Luger rolls free. And Lex now fighting back. We'll try to keep our cameras with you. This one could end up outside. Clubbing blow there by the total package. From behind, waistlock. Good takedown. It's going to be hard for those wrestlers to see here. Luger. Where's Luger going? Luger's jumping off the ramp. He is looking for somewhere to take a breather here. He is really worn out. Luger calling out to the crowd. Look out, Windham from behind. Fans warning him. And here comes Barry. Spins him around. Backbreaker. They're down in the trenches now battling. I don't know if referee Bill Scott can even get down there. Elbow to the lower back. Where's the referee? Barry's going for the submission. Here comes Bill Scott. He didn't know he'd have to be doing circus acts here, leaping off the rampway, and now trying to climb back up. He's encouraging both men to get back up into the ring. But falls count anywhere in this one. Drop toe hold there by Luger. This is the rubber match, so to speak. Both men holding a victory over the other. Windham takes down Luger. Big slam there by Windham. Not sure what Luger ran into down there. There's no obstacle. Windham was thinking about jumping off. Think he thought better of it there. That's a great height. That is a great height there that he would have to cover. What a drop kick there by Barry. Now picks him up. Throwing Luger. He just falls to the floor. Now Windham going back up on the ramp. Again, thinking about jumping down, but thinking better of it. He is going down to the lowest decline here. The lowest incline, I should say. Throws him right into the rampway. And now on the floor again. Side suplex. Where's Windham going? Where is Barry Windham going? He's thinking about possibly using... He's going to the back. Here comes Luger. Let's get our camera set up back there. Thank you. Very quick transition there. Thank you to our great team. And they are in the... We're backstage. Windham throws Luger through the entryway. Good job of Bill Scott hustling back there. And Windham putting the boost to Luger. Luger, worse for wear here. What's Barry going to do here? Barry's got him. Down goes Luger. He's getting pinned. 1, 2. He pinned him. He just pinned Lex Luger. Tremendous win by Barry Windham, pinning Lex Luger.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WCW United States Championship.
Windham really did a number on Luger outside the ring. And I said, if Windham can keep Luger outside the ring, he's going to win that matchup, and that's what happened. And look who's coming down to the ring. It is Missy Hyatt and Hot Stuff International with Sting. The new U.S. Tag Team Champions accompanying Sting to the ring. There's the big surprise Missy Hyatt had for us. Sting has apparently joined Hot Stuff International. What a turn of events here this evening. And there you see the newly crowned U.S. Tag Team Champions, Rick Steiner and Eddie Gilbert, along with their manager, who is now apparently the manager of Sting. Sting decked out in the red, white, and blue for the final Great American Bash event here this evening. As I was saying earlier, Barry Windham really worked over Luger on the floor, and that led to Luger's downfall here this evening. The Four Horsemen improved to 2-0 here at the Great American Bash. Anderson winning early over Brad Armstrong. Fans stunned to see Sting part of Hot Stuff International. What a trio that is, along with their manager Missy Hyatt. U.S. title on the line, our third title match here this evening. We have seen one title change so far, courtesy of those two men right there, Eddie Gilbert and Rick Steiner, winning the U.S. Tag Team titles. Can Sting do the same? Can he dethrone Nikita Koloff here this evening? Sting has 4 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. One of those wins was over Nikita Koloff, so he holds the edge right now over Koloff, the champion. 1-0 over Koloff. Nikita has 9 wins, 1 loss. That 1 loss was to Sting. Koloff has been the champion for 91 days. Our first U.S. champion. Paul Jones's Army looking for revenge now against Missy Hyatt's team. Of course, Ivan Koloff and Baron von Raschke losing earlier to Hot Stuff International. And now things have become personal. Sting awaiting the arrival of the U.S. champion, the Russian Nightmare Nikita Koloff. Koloff slow to get to the ring. Now he comes down the rampway. After this match, we will begin our first of 3 steel cage matches. The 2 singles matches will carry our traditional stipulation, meaning that the match can only be won by pinfall or submission. But of course, the tag team title match can only be won by both members of the team exiting the ring before the other team can. Exiting the cage, I should say. Tremendous ovation for Nikita Koloff. Very surprised to hear that kind of reaction from the crowd. I thought Sting would carry the fan base here in Baltimore. But many fans respect this man, Nikita Koloff, even though he does not care if the fans cheer for him or not. He is fired up here this evening, ready to defend the U.S. title. let's go down to our ring announcer.
Introducing the challenger from Venice Beach, California, weighing in at 251 pounds, this is Sting! Introducing the champion from Moscow, Russia, weighing in at 267 pounds, he is the WCW United States Champion, Russian Nightmare, Nikita Koloff.
This just in. Next Saturday night, 6:05 p.m. Eastern Time, the TV champion Arn Anderson will take on Hands of Stone Ron Garvin. That is a title match. So big announcement there for next Saturday. Don't miss it for anything. 6:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Bill Scott, the referee, holding up the coveted prize, that U.S. Championship. It is on the line in this one. He calls for the bell. And the fans now behind the Stinger. Good knife edge chop by the challenger. Slams the wrist against the mat. Sting will have to beware of the Russian sickle. Also the bear hug. Two strong maneuvers by Nikita Koloff. On the other hand, the champion will have to look out for the Stinger Splash. And also the Scorpion Deathlock. Sting will also use the Scorpion Death Drop, an inverted DDT. But right now, he is applying a figure four leg lock on the champion. And Nikita Koloff already in trouble. Can he turn the move over? Big right hand there by Koloff. Number one, Paul Jones wants revenge now against Hot Stuff International. Sting, apparently the newest member of the organization, Missy Hyatt's group. They would love to go 2 for 2 this evening and capture 2 titles. Countouts, disqualifications will count in this one, fans, so keep that in mind. Koloff could retain the title by countout or DQ. Good wrist lock there, good hammer lock there by the champion. Has him up. Good back suplex. And a lateral press here by the champ. One. A 1 count. Sting kicks out. Koloff with a kick to the midsection. Good lefts. Rights, I should say. Sting going for the suplex. Koloff with a knee to the top of the head. And a belly-to-belly suplex there by Koloff. Went for the kick. Misjudged it. Sting was just too far away, but he did not miss that one. Good elbow to the top of the head. Neck hang here by Koloff. Throws the challenger across the ring. Sting moved out of the way. Good takedown there by the Stinger. And now Sting slams the wrist against the mat. Shoulder claw here applied by the Stinger. Good nerve hold. A lot of pressure being applied on the biceps and on the nerves. Sting going up top. High risk move. What's Sting going for here? He is waiting for Koloff to get to his feet. Gilbert and Steiner rooting him on off the top. Flying clothesline. He landed that one across the throat of Nikita Koloff. Lateral press. Hooks the leg. Middle of the ring. New champion, no. Koloff kicked out. And Paul Jones just threw a chair into the ring and hit Sting on the way in. And Sting yelling at Paul Jones. Sting needs to keep his focus on his opponent. Leaping elbow there by the challenger. And Sting now with a Dragon Sleeper on Koloff. As I mentioned, Koloff has lost just one match here in World Championship Wrestling. That was to Sting during the World Title Tournament way back in April. Russian leg sweep on the chair. And Sting's back bounced off that chair. His neck did as well. And that chair already coming into play. Good clothesline there by the champion. And Koloff bangs the knee of Sting into the mat. Sting, that was that injured knee. Injured it so many years ago at the hands of Nature Boy Ric Flair. Had to have reconstructive knee surgery. And Koloff very aware of that. He rakes the back of the Stinger. Spins him around. Waistlock. Beautiful suplex there by the champ. And now the challenger in trouble. Missy Hyatt now looking extremely concerned. Koloff turns him over. Cover. 1, 2. That could be all. Near fall. Sting just kicked out. Koloff having some words with Paul Jones. Not sure what he was said there. Kick Sting right in the ribs. I think Paul Jones was barking out instructions, some orders. And now Sting with a kick to the midsection. Sting military press, but Koloff. Good job here by Koloff. DDT. Sting's legs might have buckled underneath him. He lost his grip on Koloff. That enabled Koloff to slip free and execute that beautiful DDT. Nikita picks him up. Went for the right hand. Good block there by Sting. Kick to the midsection. Sting going for the pile driver, perhaps. Can he get him up? No, it's going to be a power bomb with authority. And now Sting dragging Koloff to the middle of the ring. Is Sting going for the scorpion here? My steps inside. No, he stomped him in the midsection. Sting has him up. Can he press him here above his head? Yes, he can. And slams him down. Sting pounds the chest. He is fired up here this evening in Baltimore. And now Sting has him up. Press suplex here by the Stinger. Good extension. All the blood rushing to the head of the champion. And down goes Koloff. Sting has him up. Scorpion death drop coming up. He planted Koloff. And Sting still fired up. Fans standing here in Baltimore. Good block by Koloff. I think Sting was going for that Scorpion death drop for a second time, but a good block by the champion. Now the champion has him in the corner. Just raking that elbow right across the face of Sting. And now choking the life out of the Stinger in the corner. Koloff stomps the arm. Koloff looking for the Russian sickle. If he lands it, it's over. Look out, Sting! Charging in. Sting catches him. Sting caught him. Down goes the champ. And now Sting picks up Koloff. Whips him into the corner. Sting charging in. Went for a flying shoulder tackle. But Sting lost his footing. Sting lost his balance on the way in. Sting fighting back. Into the corner now. And this time the Stinger splash, but Koloff moved out of the way. Good heads-up move by the champ. Military press. That is the setup for that Russian sickle. But he's going for the cover instead. Middle of the ring. 1. No, Sting kicked out. Sting kicked out. Koloff stomps the back of the head. Now raining down right hands on the kisser of the Stinger. Koloff now. The shoulder claw applied. That vicious nerve hold on the Stinger. Some retaliation. Sting used it earlier on Koloff, and Sting slow to get out of it. Sting has him up into the corner, charging in. Stinger splash! Stinger splash! Fans standing here in Baltimore. Can he put the Scorpion on him? Steps inside. Can he turn him over? Yes, he can. Sting's got it locked in. Bill Scott checking in. Koloff's got to get out of it somehow. He gave up. He gave up. He gave up. Sting's the champ. Sting's the champ. And Sting has just won the U.S. title. He forced Nikita Koloff to submit right here in Baltimore to the Scorpion Deathlock. We've got a new U.S. champion. Fans roaring with approval. First, the big surprise from Missy Hyatt. Sting, the latest member of Hot Stuff International. And she has all champions in the stable. What a tremendous win over Nikita Koloff, and Sting remains undefeated against Koloff. Let's get the official word.
Here is your winner and new WCW United States Champion. This is Sting.
The Stinger has done it. The Stinger has done it. He is your new U.S. champion, and now it is time for our first of 3 steel cage matches. Tully Blanchard making his way to the ring. He has 2 wins and 4 losses.
The following contest is a steel cage match. Making his way to the ring from San Antonio, Texas, Weighing in at 241 pounds, Tully Blanchard.
This marks the fourth meeting between Tully Blanchard and Dusty Rhodes in singles action here in World Championship Wrestling. Dusty Rhodes holds a 2-1 advantage over Tully Blanchard. 2 wins and 1 loss over Blanchard. Tully hoping to even the score here this evening. Inside the steel cage, the only way to win will be by pinfall or submission. Dusty Rhodes has 4 wins and 4 losses and 1 draw. As I mentioned, 2-1 against Blanchard. Dusty taking a long time to get to the ring. There he is.
And his opponent from Austin, Texas, weighing in at 270 pounds, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
We have been given until 8 o'clock air time here this evening. We will, of course, stay with you as long as we need to, but I anticipate that 8 o'clock will be plenty of time here to wrap up things here at the Great American Bash. We recently just passed the 7 o'clock hour, but who knows how long some of these matches could go. We will, of course, ask for extra time if needed to bring you all the action here in World Championship Wrestling that we promised at the Great American Bash. The cage being lowered around Dusty and Tully. That is an eerie feeling, let me tell you. Dusty has him up. Airplane spin. Referee Bill Scott will have to be very attentive, listening for any cries of submission from either man. He'll also have to be looking very closely for any pinfalls, making sure the man's shoulders are on the mat. Tully moved out of the way, but Dusty ready for him. Whips him into the corner. Charging in. Big splash. And down goes Tully. Tully won their most recent meeting. Good side suplex there by Blanchard. As I mentioned earlier, Tully won that Falls Count Anywhere match over Dusty Rhodes at the Clash of the Champions a month ago. Face first goes Blanchard, face first goes Rhodes into the steel, thrown by Blanchard. Now Tully trying to bust open Dusty Rhodes' face. Now stomping the knee. So Tully undefeated in Falls Count Anywhere matches. Big elbow there by Dusty Rhodes. First time either man has been in a steel cage match. All the weight being dropped down by Dusty. Kick to the midsection. High knee left there by Blanchard. And now Tully choking away on Dusty Rhodes. 2 more title matches remain. Up and over goes Rhodes. He smacked back first against the steel. Tully slams the throat. Sliced the throat over that top rope. And now Tully putting the boots to Dusty Rhodes. Tully has a mean streak in him, and he needs it here tonight inside the steel cage. What a rivalry it's been between Rhodes and Blanchard here in World Championship Wrestling. Tully going to work on the leg of the American Dream. Face first again. He might be out. A 1 count. You heard the referee shouting out 1. That is very difficult to use it. You're used to using the arm, the hand, to count the opponent down. But here that doesn't count. He just has to verbally count 1, 2, 3 and pace those out. That is not easy to do. Good stomp there by Dusty Rhodes. And now Rhodes jiving, yelling down insults into the face of Tully Blanchard. There was a bounty placed on the head of Dusty Rhodes and also on the head of Sting. No one was able to collect so far, but look out because that same bounty was placed on Magnum TA. And he has not wrestled here tonight. Lex Luger has. So again, Luger was safe going into the night, but he is receiving medical treatment now, I'm told, after losing to Barry Windham. Cover here by Rhodes. 1, A 1 count. Tully kicked out. So far, no one has collected on those bounties. But Magnum TA still has his big match coming up later tonight against Ric Flair. Can he make it to the ring? Can he make it inside the steel cage without being attacked by someone? We have seen so many attacks in recent weeks on Sting, on Luger, on Rhodes, also on Magnum TA. Face first again. Into the steel goes Dusty Rhodes. And Tully really using that steel cage to his advantage here. Figure 4 leg lock coming up from Blanchard. We've got to listen in. Will Rhodes submit right here? Rhodes tried to turn the move over, and he will. Now let's listen for Blanchard. Will he submit? He's going to have to break the hold, and he will. That is one advantage. If you're the one applying the figure 4 and your opponent reverses it, you can easily get out of it. But you can't if you're the man who's got it locked on you. Submission hold here again by Rhodes. Tully slips free. Tully did not say I quit. Big right hand there by Tully. And now Tully going to the eyes. Also Rick in the nose. Has him up. Atomic drop. Great execution from Blanchard. But Rhodes fights back with a forearm shot. Blanchard being suplexed here by Rhodes. And now Rhodes with the right hands. Trying to bust open Tully Blanchard. Cover. Leg hooked. Easy kick out there by Tully. Dusty Rhodes, of course, defeated Tully Blanchard in a first blood match. Rhodes also beat Baron von Raschke in a first blood match a long time ago. So Rhodes, the master of the first blood match. But this is his first time stepping inside the steel cage. Rhodes down. Taking it to Tully Blanchard. Dropping all the way down on the lower back. And Blanchard fading fast. Blanchard in trouble now. He's being rocked by Dusty Rhodes. And if this was a first blood match, it'd be over right now. Blanchard busted open. Cover. Leg hooked. 1, 2. It's over. No, Blanchard kicked out. Tully kicked out. Rhodes sizing him up. He's going for the bionic elbow. If he hits it, it's over. Good block by Blanchard and a right hand. Tully gonna slingshot Rhodes into the steel. And Rhodes hit hard. Cover. 1, 2. Another near fall. Dusty kicks out. Great matchup here at the Great American Bash. Blanchard sizing up Rhodes. Has him up. Big back suplex. Quick cover. Wraps up the leg. 1, 2. He got him. He got him. He just pinned him. His face is a crimson mask, but he just pinned Dusty Rhodes to even it up at 2 wins each. What an upset here inside the steel cage. Many favored Rhodes to win this one. But Tully with an upset. A bloody Tully Blanchard. But he is victorious here this evening over Dusty Rhodes. Tremendous matchup here. One of the best of the night. There you see that slingshot into the steel.
Here is your winner, Tully Blanchard.
Tully's going to require medical attention, but he is walking out victorious here this evening over Dusty Rhodes. That's 2 in a row over Rhodes. And they've evened things up. I would say the score definitely not settled. But tonight, Tully wins this battle. We'll be right back. World Tag Team titles on the line. The Rock and Roll Express, the #1 contenders and the challengers, taking on the champions, the Midnight Express. Special stipulation in this one. The first team to escape the cage, both members have to escape first. And the first team to do so will be declared the winner. And of course, the World Tag Team Champions, the Rock and Roll Express, have 4 wins and 1 loss. In fact, they have won 2 matches against the Midnight Express. They are 2-1 against the Midnight Express. Bob Eaton and Stan Lane have a record of 3 wins and 3 losses. They have been the champions for 91 days. So just over 3 months. Can the Midnight Express hold on to the titles tonight? Jim Cornette barred from ringside. Another stipulation in this one. And last I heard, he was extremely upset over the stipulation. First of all, that he can't be at ringside. And second, that they could possibly lose the titles without being pinned or submitted. So Jim Cornette beside himself. Cornette will have no factor in this one. He cannot even be at ringside. But I tell you, they should have checked under the ring to make sure he's not hiding under there. Never put it past Jim Cornette. He'll do whatever it takes to keep those World Tag Team titles around the waists of his men, Beautiful Bobby and Sweet Stan. Fans, this is our 4th of 5 title matches here this evening. Let's go down to our ring announcer.
WCW World Tag Team on the way to the ring. At a combined weight of 469 pounds, Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express. And their opponents, at a combined weight of 457 pounds, they are the World Tag Team Beautiful Bobby Eaton and Sweet Stan Lane, the Midnight Express.
Wrestling fans, our next big event will be the Clash of the Champions Beach Blast. That is taking place on Saturday, August 30th. So don't miss that one. Mark your calendar, 6:05 p.m. Eastern Time on a Saturday. Also, I mentioned the Lethal Lottery coming up in the 1st of October. More details on that in the weeks to come. The cage being lowered now around the Rock and Roll Express and the Midnight Express. All 4 men in the ring at once. And the Midnight Express taking it to the Rock and Roll Express early on. The only way to win is for both members of the team to escape the cage before the other team. Big body slam there by Ricky Morton. Swift kick to the back. And now Morton going after Eaton. Good takedown there by Ricky Morton. Morton now has Beautiful Bobby swinging neckbreaker. Stan Lane attacking Robert Gibson. Morton now has Eaton on the mat. Stan Lane going to the eyes. Morton picks up Beautiful Bobby. Has him. Drives him down. And now Morton going after Stan Lane. Drop toe hold. Picks him up. You are watching the Great American Bash. Right hand there by Beautiful Bobby. Morton from behind. Takes down Beautiful Bobby. Gibson going after Lane. Russia leg sweep by Morton, rather, onto Beautiful Bobby. Went for the kick, nobody home. Good chop there, knife edge chop by Sweet Stan Lane. Lane now has Gibson. Morton taking it to Beautiful Bobby. Beautiful elbow there by Ricky Morton. Morton going after Stan Lane. Russian leg sweep. Good execution there by Morton. Right hand there by Gibson. Side headlock. Another right hand. Down goes Beautiful Bobby. Ricky Morton with a fist right to the face. And what's Gibson doing here? Gibson off the ropes. Good elbow drop there. Probably not a smart thing to exit the ring at this moment, because that would leave your partner to be double teamed. Good right hand there to the breadbasket. But Gibson looks to be doing that right here. He said, Ricky, let's go. He said, Ricky, let's get out of here. Both men are down. I don't think Robert Gibson's aware that Morton has not started climbing the cage, however. Gibson's on his way out. Look out. Stan Lane, though, is going after Gibson. Here comes Morton from behind. Bangs the knee of Lane into the cage and pulls him off the ropes. Gibson's going to be on his way out. First man to escape. However, both members have to escape first to win. And as I said, that leaves Morton in there by himself, but both men are down. Into the ropes goes Lane. Punch to the breadbasket. Might have been lower. Here comes beautiful Bobby from behind. Neck breaker by Morton, but Eaton just took down Morton. And that possibly opens up the scenario of being double teamed by the Midnight Express. But no, beautiful Bobby's gonna try to escape here. So is Stan Lane. They're gonna go for the win right here. They're gonna retain the titles. But Morton is up and he's going after Lane. Bangs the knee into the cage. Meanwhile, Eaton is open. He is straddling the top of the cage. Eaton's going to be the second man out for his team. And Morton's not going after him. So the next man to escape the cage is going to win for his team. Picks up Stan Lane. Into the ropes. Good hip toss there by Ricky. And now Ricky has realized that Eaton has made it out. The next man out will win. And Morton looking for footing in the cage. Lane is down. If Morton can get out, they're going to be the new World Tag Team Champions. He's straddling the fence here. But he saw Lane getting to his feet. I think he did not feel comfortable. He just kicked him in the ribs. And now Morton will continue to try to get out of the cage. Here comes Lane from behind. Lane went for the right hand. Nobody home. Lane chasing Morton. And Morton trying to get the leg over, but Lane's going to bring him back in. Morton in a precarious position here. Lane does not want him to fall off onto the floor because if he does, the Rock and Roll Express will win. And both men, he's bringing Morton back over on this side. He pulled him back over by the trunks. Morton blocked it. Morton blocked it to the midsection. Down goes Lane. Lane went down. Can Morton get up and over now? Trying to get his footing in the chain link. He's up and over. Again, Morton worried about Lane moving. He's going back down. Morton should have just kept on going, I think. Morton stomping away on the legs of Lane. What's Morton doing here? Morton stalking Lane. Kick to the midsection. DDT, he planted him. He wanted to make sure that Lane was down and out for sure, I guess. And now Morton going up top. Can he get his footing in the steel and that chain link? He's to the top. Morton's to the top. Can he drape the leg over? Lane's just now stirring. He can escape through the door. Lane can escape through the door. If he can get over there first, he's bloodied open. He's busted open. Morton climbing down. Lane just watching helplessly. We've got new World Tag Team Champions. The Rock and Roll Express just upset the Midnight Express to win the titles. Maybe Lane did not know that he could have gone through the door. If he could have gotten there first and out before Morton, they'd still be the champions. We've got new World Tag Team Champions.
Here are your winners and the new WCW World Tag Team, Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express.
What a night! 3 new champions crowned here in Baltimore. Don't go away, fans. One more match, the main event, world title on the line. That is coming up next.
The following contest is a steel cage match and is for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship.
Traditional steel cage rules apply to this one. You can only win by pinfall or submission. Magnum TA, the challenger, the #1 contender to the world title. 5 wins, 3 losses. 2 of those wins over Ric Flair. So he is 2-0 against Flair. Can he remain undefeated here tonight and walk away finally with that coveted prize, that World Heavyweight Championship? Ric Flair, of course, has 4 wins and 2 losses. Those only 2 losses came at the hands of Magnum TA. We saw Flair be pinned by Magnum TA once, just weeks ago in tag team action. Magnum held his shoulders down for the 3 count. Flair has been the world champion for 91 days in his first reign. Managers barred from ringside in this one as well. No disqualification. Anything goes inside the steel cage. And that might very well favor Ric Flair, the champion. We are here until 8 o'clock, but we'll stay with you as long as we need to bring you the conclusion of this big main event with the World Heavyweight title on the line. It has been a good night for the Horsemen so far. Anderson retained the TV title. Tully Blanchard defeated Dusty Rhodes inside the steel cage. And Barry Windham pinned the total package Lex Luger. Can they go 4-0 here this evening and walk away, leave Baltimore with both titles that they came in with? Speaking of the world title and the TV title, we have seen 3 title changes already. Will we see 4? Flair looks ready, but so does Magnum. Let's go down to our ring announcer.
Introducing the challenger from Virginia Beach, Virginia, weighing in at 245 pounds, Magnum T.A. Introducing the champion from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing in at 245 pounds, he is the WCW World Heavyweight Champion, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Sit back and enjoy this one. World title on the line. Magnum T.A. finally getting his fair shake at the champion. Ric Flair in the blue. Magnum T.A. in the black. Referee Bill Scott holds the World Championship high. It is on the line. Don't forget, next Saturday, 6:05 p.m. Eastern Time, tune in. TV champion Arn Anderson will put the title on the line against Hands of Stone Ron Garvin. And Flair with an unusual move there, running one-handed bulldog. Unorthodox hold by Ric Flair. Pulling out all the stops here this evening, I suppose, in this world title match. Magnum has him up. Drops him gut first over the knee. Magnum has him. Going for the suplex. Can he get him up? Yes, he can. Beautifully done by the challenger. Hope you've enjoyed this Great American Bash tour over the past 4 weeks now. Up and over goes Flair, and he crashes back first into the steel. Magnum just pounding away now on the champion. Think he missed with that first shot, but landed the last 2. Magnum just fired up. He's swinging at anything that moves. And now Magnum turns him over. Single leg Boston Crab. Will Flair quit right here? Really extending the leg. But Flair kicks free. Flair kicks the back of the leg. He wants to weaken those legs of Magnum T.A. Slap on that figure 4 and walk out of here with that world title. Good elevation on the back body drop by the champion. Kick to the neck. Stomps the lower back. Now choking away on the boss. Beautiful elbow drop there. Cover. Easy kick out by Magnum T.A. As I mentioned, more great action coming your way next Saturday night, 6:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Picks him up. Reversal by Magnum. Into the corner goes Ric Flair. Magnum now springs to the second rope. Measures him. Can he drive the fist in? Yes, he can. Right between the eyes. And a cover. Leg hooked. 1. A 1 count. Ric Flair kicked out. Head scissors here by Magnum. Driving the elbow to the top of the head. Thank you again for tuning in this evening. Hope you're enjoying the action. If you are, please leave a like, a comment. Face first goes Ric Flair into the steel. Good kick right to the mouth. If you've not done so, please subscribe as well. Measures him. Good job there by Magnum. He busted open the forehead of Ric Flair, the champion. Into the steel again goes Flair, this time leg first. Flair was just hurtled over that top rope. And now Magnum punching away, using Flair as a punching bag. Flair nowhere to go but down. And Magnum staying on him, camel clutch, applied by the challenger. Magnum looking for revenge here this evening. The Four Horsemen were unable to collect that bounty on his head. Unable to collect any bounties. Or should I say they basically didn't pay out. They didn't have to pay out because no one was able to take out Magnum TA, Sting, Luger, or Dusty Rhodes prior to the Great American Bash. Front face lock here by Magnum into an armbar. Good submission hold here. Nowhere for Flair to go. What a kick there by Nature Boy. That was dangerously low. Good elbow drop by the champion. Now Flair with a lateral press. Easy kick out by the challenger. Flair picks him up. Drops him throat first over the top rope, and now things looking good for the Horseman. Slams the wrist against the mat. Magnum fading fast here. Flair picks him up. Magnum slips behind. Kick to the leg. Magnum spins him around. Face first goes Flair into the mat. And now Magnum picks him up. Up and over the top rope and crashes back first into the steel. That steel is ungiving. Picks him up. Slams him down. And the challenger back in control. Leaping leg drop by Magnum TA. And Magnum's going up top here. He's going to turn around. Big splash off the top rope, but I think Magnum hurt his ribs on the way down. You saw him getting up slowly and touching the ribs, but now applying the camel clutch on Nature Boy Ric Flair. And the world champion in trouble. Flair trying to slip free. He does so, tripping up the challenger. Front face lock here by the Nature Boy. And Flair just raked his eyes. He just clawed Magnum's eyes. And now Flair choking away on the challenger. Things looking good now for Ric Flair, sizing him up. The rolling knee drop, that is a setup for the figure four. And Magnum TA has been lacerated. Flair with a cover. 2, it's over. No, Magnum kicked out. He got a 2 count on him, that was it. Magnum was somehow able to kick out. Magnum just dead weight here. Flair was going for the figure four, but Magnum with a DDT. Flair was going for the figure four, but Magnum hit him with a DDT. Now off the ropes. Magnum, belly to belly, belly to belly. Cover, Black Hawks, 1, 2. He got him. We got a new champion. Magnum TA has just shocked the world. He has just won the World Heavyweight title. His face is a crimson mask, but he is your new champion. Fans roaring with approval. The reign of Flair has ended here tonight at the Great American Bash. Tremendous matchup between both men. Magnum walking away with the gold. And there you see it, Flair going for that rolling knee drop. He landed it. Went for the cover. You see Flair going for the figure four. He was going to try to trip up the legs of Magnum, but Magnum hitting with that fantastic DDT, and then the belly to belly.
Your winner and the new WCW World Heavyweight Champion, Magnum TA.
Soak it in, Magnum. Soak it in, fans. We got a new champion. That's going to do it here from Baltimore. Thank you again for joining us. We'll see you again next Saturday night, 6:05 p.m. Eastern Time. What a man!